What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Greg Peters with the Car Passion channel, and today Miata Dad's got a pretty interesting topic for you guys. We'll be discussing the traction issues one might incur while driving a 400 horsepower Miata on street tires. Now, there are several different things that affect how much traction your car has, including how wide the tires are, your tire compound, how soft the springs are, the weight balance of the car, the gearing, and today's topic, often overlooked, is alignment, specifically negative camber. And what happens is, it doesn't really matter how wide your tire is if all of it's not touching the ground. Now, an extreme example of this is Tyler Fialko's Camberghini. But even if you only have a little bit of excessive negative camber to where it looks like your tire's on the ground, it still has an effect on traction because the inside of your tire is doing more work than the outside of your tire. So you all are thinking right now, well, why don't you get an alignment dummy? Well, what happens is when you lower your Miata, you start to gain negative camber, and the stock camber arms only have a limited amount of adjustment. So when you start to go too low, you get excessive negative camber, even if you're not slammed, because my car's not really slammed, but I still have what I consider too much negative camber. But of course, anytime us Miata owners have a problem with something, there is always someone that comes up with a solution, and that someone this time is Paco Motorsports. Paco Motorsports is a suspension and fabrication company that offers a wide range of Miata products. Everything from towing accessories for your Miata. They have some stuff for the ND Miata, including seat lowering brackets, DIY alignment hub stands. I'm actually really interested in picking up a set of these for my own car so I can do my own custom alignments right at home. But they're most well known for their off-roadster Miata lift kits. I'm sure you guys have seen these before. Jim's got Paco Motorsports lift kit on his Miata, and these things are absolutely wild. They're really the innovators as far as doing lifted Miatas. Now, you could imagine if you did this to a Miata, you'd have pretty serious custom suspension and alignment needs, and of course they offer a wide range of suspension parts. But lifted Miatas aren't the only ones that need custom alignment parts. Sometimes lowered Miatas need them too, and that's where the adjustable upper control arms come into play on my car. Paco Motorsports was nice enough to send me out a set of these arms to show off to you guys. They have up to 8 degrees of camber in either direction. So whether you're doing a super slammed Miata that you're looking to fix the camber on, or you're doing a full lift kit and you need to go the other way with your camber, these arms are what you're looking for. Paco Motorsports also gave me a coupon code to give to you guys. That is Car Passion. If you buy the arms and you decide to buy anything else from Paco Motorsports, that coupon code is gonna save you money on your entire order. So when you get done with this video, don't forget to check out PacoMotorsports.com and see if they offer anything that you'd be interested in picking up for your Miata. For super easy installation, you can also purchase the arms with polyurethane bushings, which pretty much just press in by hand. I already have polyurethane bushings in my car with the SadFab bronze bearing retrofit, so I did drill and tap my Paco arms for grease fittings, just so I can kind of go that extra mile, but it is not mandatory to install them. I want to get an idea of what my negative camber is at right now. The best way to get a rough idea is to use a digital angle finder like this and run it on the brake rotor. Get it nice and flat, and you can see it is 2.9 degrees. Now obviously the driveway is not perfectly flat and nothing's going to be perfect, but get a good idea. As I want to do a little demonstration, it's going to show you how much the camber changes when the car squats down under throttle. But I'm going to need a little bit of help. Hey fam, can you help me with a little demonstration over here? Both of yous. Come on! She says I brought my tools. Okay, we're gonna measure how much the camber changes when the car squats down. So my beautiful assistant Bree is going to hold the angle finder on the rim lip, and I'm going to get in the trunk with the dog and simulate the car squatting down, and we're gonna see how much the camber changes. All right, what's our beginning camber reading?
2.9 degrees.
2.9. Ellis, come here. Come here. and simulate a full throttle run. Stay. How about now?
3.4 degrees.
3.4. So 2.9 degrees with the car just sitting still, 3.3, 3.4 degrees under throttle, but I got one more test that's really gonna drive home this point. This is a pyrometer. It measures the temperatures of whatever you point it at. The ground right now is 91 degrees. Now what I'm gonna use this for is to measure the temperature of the tire at 3 different points after going for a drive, the inside, the middle, and the outside, and that's gonna give me a good idea of how much work each part of the tire is doing. The more negative camber you have, the hotter the inside of the tire will get, and the more work this section has to do to give you the traction you need. So now that I've gone for a little drive, I'm gonna take the temperature across the tire to see how much the negative camber might be affecting my traction. 111, 101, and 96. So 15 degrees across this tire. So I'm gonna get the Paco arms installed. I'm gonna do these same tests, see how it comes out, and hopefully we can get us some more traction. So some of you guys are probably asking, why don't you just run 0 camber? Wouldn't that be the best traction? In a straight line, yes, but for cornering, you want some negative camber. So it's really all about finding a balance. For most street-driven Miatas, the optimal negative camber is between 1.5 and 2 degrees or so. Obviously, 2.9 degrees is higher than I want it to be, so I'm gonna try to pull some of that out, but leave enough in so it's still a canyon carving machine. Changing the arm is super easy. To remove the old arm, you just have one bolt right here, 14 millimeters on both sides, and 2 14mm bolts on the inner part of the arm, and it comes right off. One, two, three, and it's out. And you can see how much dirt I have to drive through every day to get to my work. Before you put the Paco arms in, you want to measure the distance from the inner pin to the outer pin of your stock arms, and then match that on the Paco arms, and that'll make sure your alignment is pretty much the same as when you removed your stock arms. Now, of course, it's recommended that you get an alignment after installing these arms, but this method will get you close enough to where you're not going to burn up a tire in a couple thousand miles. Now I have my arms matched up to stock, but according to the measurements I took, I want to take about 3/4 of a degree of negative camber out of my alignment. So what I want to do is extend the arm, because extending the upper arm is going to push the top of the tire out, reducing your negative camber. According to Paco, each half turn on this is 1/4 of a degree. So I'm just going to go 1, 2, 3, and that should get me roughly close to 3/4 of a degree. And then you'll be able to get the camber spec really dialed in on the alignment rack using your factory eccentric bolts. If you did order your arms with the polyurethane bushing kit, it makes the installation super easy, because these bushings, as you can see, they just push in by hand. You can push the pins in by hand, and then you can throw this arm on, and it's just as quick as it was to remove your stock arm. Since I already have a poly kit, I'm gonna swap that over to the Paco arms and then get them installed. All right, I've got my sad fab bearings and my old bushings transferred over from the stock arms. Arm is in there, looking trick. I'm gonna get the other side knocked out and I'll check in with you guys in a second. Much, much better. It's pretty much right where I want it. I'm still gonna get it aligned at a shop to really dial it in. I'm gonna take this thing out and we'll check out the temperatures again on the tires and see if I can notice it hooking any better. Now, I'm not saying that 1 degree of camber is gonna be like night and day difference traction, but the way my car is set up right now, 3rd gear is like the mystery gear. Sometimes it hooks, sometimes it doesn't. So over the next week or so, I'm gonna do some pulls and see if I can tell that it is hooking better. 103, 98, 98. So only a 5-degree spread across the tire, which is obviously much less than it was before. Now, like I said, this isn't gonna make such a big difference where I'm just gonna take the car out and do 2 pulls and go, oh wow, it used to spin the tires and now it has full traction. It's gonna be a small difference, but that measurement of the temperatures across the tire really is via physics proving that you're using more of the tire. The hotter the portion of the tire gets, the more work it's doing. You want to spread that work across the entire tread, and now with less negative camber, I'm doing a much better job at that. We got lots more videos where that came from, believe it or not. If you guys want to get yourself a set of Paco arms, check out their website, pacomotorsports.com. Coupon code CARPASSION, of course. I've got another pretty significant traction mod coming in the next couple videos, which you guys are gonna like a lot, and I do have lots of plans. Hopefully I'm gonna be back into the swing of things here. I will catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Peace out. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Greg. Ooh, that was too fast.